Good evening. It is January 19th, and welcome to Cape Media News, your source for hyperlocal news that matters. I'm Lauren Williamson. Harwich Town Administrator Joseph Powers was one of 5 finalists interviewed for the town manager position in Foxborough. Was passed over in favor of Foxborough's acting town manager, Paige Duncan, after initially leaving her off the list of finalists. Due to objections from the select board, Duncan was added to the list, after which 2 other candidates withdrew their names from consideration. Powers' 3-year contract as town administrator in Harwich ends this June, with the possibility to renew. MCAS testing will be on the ballot in November. Last September, Massachusetts Attorney General Andrea Campbell ruled that the proposed 2024 ballot question to remove the MCAS graduation requirement for high school students was legally sound. The ballot question would only remove the graduation requirement, which has been in place since 2003. Students would still be taking the MCAS despite educators and researchers saying that the testing takes time away from students' usual curriculum and doesn't actually provide the state with relevant or necessary data. The Massachusetts Teachers Association, who strongly support the ballot question, are confident they could collect the necessary signatures to place the question on the ballot in the event the lawmakers deny this addition to the ballot for November. The Coast Guard has selected Barnstable High School as a host school for a new Junior Reserves Officer Training Corps unit to be established in the 2024-2025 school year. The program, designed for high school students, provides instruction in maritime science taught by experienced military personnel, focusing on leadership, civics, health and wellness, community service, and military drill. Barnstable High School students can select this program during their course selection in the spring of 2024. Do you like jigsaw puzzles? Or are you looking for some friendly competition? Brooks Free Library in Harwich is hosting a jigsaw puzzle palooza on Saturday, January 27th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Teams of 3 to 4, aged 16 and up, will have 4 hours to complete a 500-piece puzzle. The team that is closest to finishing at the end of 4 hours will be the winner. After the competition, there will be puzzle trivia, a puzzle craft, and a puzzle swap. Pre-registration is required and begins Saturday, January 13th. You can register online at brooksfreelibrary.org or email csims@clamsnet.org. Coming up after the break, the all-awaited sports update. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Lauren Williamson. It's been an eventful week in high school sports, so here's Ryan Downs with all of the details.
Thanks, Lauren. It's been an exciting week of sports in the Mid-Cape, with Nauset taking home the Codfish Cup in hockey, DY track breaking school records, and basketball games going down to the final seconds. Let's take a closer look, starting off with the hockey. Barnstable Hockey celebrates senior Allie McEnany this week as she eclipsed her 100th career point. The point came in an 11-1 blowout matchup versus Nantucket this past Wednesday. Nauset Hockey swept the Codfish Cup as the men's team delivered a 9-0 victory over the DY Cape Cod Tech Cape Cod Academy team. In just the second period, Nauset scored 5 goals. Sophomore Jake Eldridge finished with a hat trick of goals. The Nauset Monomoy women's team secured a 7-1 victory against the Dennis Yarmouth Cape Cod Academy St. John Paul squad. Their dominance on the ice has translated into a 10-1 record and 3rd place ranking in the MIAA Division II Power Rankings. The Dennis Yarmouth girls indoor track and field team competed at the Massachusetts State Track Coaches Association Northeast Invitational this past weekend. Brianna Brahman stole the spotlight on Sunday by clinching victory in the Open 400 with a time of 57.92 seconds, securing the 2nd spot in Massachusetts. Notably, she shattered the 400-meter DY record that has stood since 2003. The mixed co-ed 4x400 meter relay team, consisting of Brahman, Emmanuel Dukeli, Kerry Clark, and Caden Rose, finished sixth with a time of 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds, also a new DY record. And at the East Coast Invitational in Providence, Rhode Island, Barnstable's track team showcased their talent. The Redhawks 4x800 meter relay team, comprised of Lily DeDeco, Kara Clifford, Sophia Murphy, and Chloe Dibb, clinched the East Coast Championship with a winning time of 10 minutes and 14 seconds, marking a significant achievement after finishing 5th last year. These two programs met to face off on Tuesday night. The DY teams emerged victorious with a men's score of 56-40, while the women's team finished with a score of 64-36. This past week in basketball, Barnstable and Nauset competed against one another on Tuesday the 16th. Barnstable walked away with 2 victories as the men's team narrowly came out with a final score of 46-45. The women's team won handily with a score of 61-34. But that's not all. The DY basketball squads also took on Falmouth last Tuesday. Both games were nail-biters as the men's team went into overtime, with DY coming out on top with a score of 52-51, thanks to a made three-pointer that left 2 seconds on the clock.
Connor! Bang! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, Connor! Let's go! Let's go!
The women's game also came down to the wire with a final score of DY 33 to Falmouth's 29. Barnstable and DY will go head-to-head tonight, with the men's game taking place at Barnstable High School and the women's game at DY. That's it for this week's sports update. Now back to you, Lauren.
With the Farmer's Almanac predicting more snow this year than last, towns on Cape are in desperate need of snowplow drivers. Some towns have only been able to assign half of their plow routes this year. The driver shortage may be due to last year's light snowfall and the cost of maintaining these vehicles equipped to handle the heavy-duty weather. If you're an experienced driver with a well-maintained truck and proper plow equipment, consider checking if one of your surrounding towns is hiring for the season. Drivers can earn anywhere from $100 to $200 an hour, with most towns guaranteeing contractors a minimum of 4 hours. The Bass River Bridge connecting Yarmouth and Dennis will undergo significant repairs beginning this month and continuing all the way into May. In 2021, the nearly 90-year-old bridge was classified as structurally deficient by the Federal Highway Administration. Due to the poor condition of the bridge, the repairs are only a temporary fix meant to keep the roadway safe until construction on a total replacement bridge can begin. The $40 million replacement project, scheduled for bidding later this year, is not expected to begin until the spring of 2025. Until then, repairs will mostly be made to the underside of the bridge, meaning traffic delays will be seldom and announced in advance. Fire departments across Massachusetts will face intense budget cuts after the Healey administration announced $1.6 million will be reallocated to deal with the projected $1 billion revenue shortfall this fiscal year. While Barnstable is the only town on Cape to have their fire department impacted, according to a letter released by the Professional Firefighters of Massachusetts last week, about 33 fire departments across the whole state will see their state funding reduced by half. Barnstable County Fire and Rescue Training Academy and the Massachusetts Firefighter Cancer Screening Program will also experience the effects of these budget cuts. The firefighters' union letter says that, quote, "We will continue to dig into these cuts and advocate for the funding to be restored. We implore you to start conversations with your fire chiefs and local elected officials to determine how these budget cuts may impact your members." Coming up after the break, Monomoy High School at the State of the Commonwealth address. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cape Media News. I'm Lauren Williamson. On Wednesday night, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey gave her first State of the Commonwealth address. But before her address, Harwich's very own Monomoy Regional High School opened the night with their rendition of the national anthem. Take a look.
We are honored to have the vocalists from the Monomoy Regional High School in Harwich with us to perform the national anthem. Thank you for that beautiful rendition of our anthem. That was really unique and special. Thank you so much.
During her address, the governor highlighted various achievements and challenges. Healy shared success stories to emphasize the strength of the people of Massachusetts, from supporting farmers affected by climate change to creating programs like Mass Reconnect, which offers free community college for adults over 25 seeking education. The speech covered accomplishments such as billion-dollar tax cuts, increased support for schools and health care, and initiatives addressing housing, childcare, and transportation challenges. The governor also outlined plans for the future, including a $4 billion Affordable Homes Act, investments in education, and positioning Massachusetts as a leader in climate innovation. Underscoring a commitment to collaboration and economic growth, the address promised to prioritize urgent needs in the community. Here's a quick clip.
Yes, our economy is strong. Massachusetts has more jobs than ever before, and unemployment is at an all-time low. But we also know that prices are high, and too many families are having a hard time making ends meet. Many of us understand what that's like. I think of my own mom, raising 5 of us kids alone. One night, I remember years ago, we were sitting around the kitchen table, and I could see she was hiding tears. She picked up her head and softly asked my little brother if she could use his savings from yard work and babysitting to pay taxes. He was 11. You do what you have to do. People do what they have to do. I understand that. And as I see it, government should be there to make life easier, not harder. So, you know this. You know this, and I want the people at home to know this, That's why we were determined to deliver relief from high costs. The legislature shared that goal. We worked together, we kept at it, and we passed a $1 billion tax cut this year that will save money for everyone in this state. That's right. We cut taxes for the first time in 20 years in Massachusetts. You will see the savings when you file your returns in April. We now have the most generous child and dependent tax credit of any state in the country. And we also got rid of the 2-child cap. For someone like my mom, the extra $2,200 would have meant something. For every family with a child or an adult with disabilities, you're going to get dollars back to help you pay for groceries, utilities, gas, and housing. Renters and commuters will also get more money back, as will folks dealing with lead paint and septic systems. Families will be able to pass on more of their hard-earned money because we also cut the estate tax. Businesses will save money when they start here, stay here, grow here, and our seniors will benefit as well.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. If you have a story that you'd like to see covered, send us an email at newstip@capemedia.org. Tune in every week for more hyperlocal news that matters on Channel 26, Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media, including Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. For Cape Media News, I'm Lauren Williamson.